All right, so I'm recording this because I cannot find any other video about how to remove a thermostat housing, not just this part, but the entire contraption. I have not found a single video about any removal process of it. So this is a 1998 3000 GT. I believe most of these cars are all the exact same except for the single overhead cam. This is the dual overhead cam V6. It is not the VR4, it's the just normal, naturally aspirated. So to remove the actual housing itself, there's only 4 bolts holding it in. There's 2 on this side, follow this connection, and there's 1 bolt, and then there's the second bolt right there. The other side has 1 bolt right there, and then on the bottom side, of course, you can see it right there. That's all the bolts holding it in. But you have things like these coolant hoses, and these, I think this is a vacuum line, not this one. One of these is a vacuum line. And then these lines that go to your heater core, and then you have a fuel line, this fuel line right here, that goes directly into the fuel rail. This is completely covering it, like it goes something like that, or something like that. And it's just in the way. And you have your spark plug wires. I had to remove these to get it back in. I labeled them so you know which way it goes back in. And you also have this metal line right here. It attaches to the thermostat housing through 1 bolt, and then there's another bolt that holds it up underneath here, that little bracket, and then 1 more back here that attaches somewhere around here, this bracket that holds it in, and that needs to be disconnected in order to take off the actual housing. But other than that, it's been really simple. It's very tight though. If you don't want to have to remove your ignition coils or your fuel lines or vacuum lines or whatever else is in the way. To drain the coolant from the lines though, I just drain the coolant from the radiator right down here. There is, if you look at the bottom right or bottom left, passengers or driver's side, go under the bumper, look through, I think it's like right there. That little fishtail thing, that's your bleeder valve for the radiator. You just drain it from there, and then whatever else is left, I just removed this hose right here and just let it pour everywhere and clean it up afterwards. So that's the only solution I can think of in order to drain the coolant to remove this. So the issue I was having was the crossover pipe down there that goes from the thermostat housing to the other side where the water pump is. The O-ring had dry rotted and gave out, like it was crumbling in my hands. That had gone bad, so I bought that off of 3SX. I actually bought one off of 3SX and Revenge Performance. 3SX was about $10. Revenge Performance was, I think, $5. And they're the exact same part, but 3SX was way faster. And then I bought 2 gaskets that go to where the head is on both sides. They're like $2 at Advanced Auto Parts, not Advanced, AutoZone. They're Fall Pro, so they're cheap paper gaskets, but they work. And that's all the stuff I needed to buy. Typically you should replace this O-ring too, but it feels pretty soft, like it's somewhat new. So I'm just gonna reuse it. I shouldn't have an issue. If it leaks, then I just replace it. But that is the entire process to remove the thermostat housing. I couldn't find any other videos about it, so I'm gonna make my own.